Good evening. Welcome to the December 13th Downers Grove Village Council meeting. Whether you're here in chambers or watching at home, we're glad you're with us tonight. As is our custom, we'll begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Barnett,
Here.
Commissioner Jose,
Here.
Commissioner Wallace, Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit,
Here.
Commissioner Culvaney,
Here.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Here.
Commissioner Glover.
Here.
Okay, interesting lineup tonight. 4 in person, 2 on the phone, and 1 not with us this evening. But we'll continue to conduct business as best we can. Is there a motion concerning minutes of previous council meetings?
Mayor, I'm going to jump to the electronic participation motion.
Thank you for doing so.
Mayor, I move that we allow electronic participation for the December 13th, 2022 Village Council meeting as presented.
Second.
I actually was kind of hoping to avoid talking to Chris and Rich tonight. Sorry,
to
guys.
spoil the
Apologize for that. Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now we'll move to minutes of previous council meetings. Is there a motion concerning previous minutes?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt the December 6, 2022 regular meeting and executive session minutes as presented.
Second.
Any comments or questions from council? Rich, any comments or questions?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Chris, any comments or questions?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Rose, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Aye.
Commissioner Culvaney,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Item 4 on our agenda is listed as public hearings. We do not have a public hearing tonight, so we'll move on to our consent agenda. Is there a motion concerning the consent agenda?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Aye.
Commissioner Culvaney,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Just like that, we'll move on to our active agenda, item 6. We have several active agenda items tonight. One of them, the first one, is a little more normal for our operations. The balance of them concerns some tax levy issues, and so it could get a little tedious. Is there a motion concerning rezoning of a property?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance rezoning certain property located at 4226 Vennard Road as presented.
Second.
Any comments or questions from the audience on this agenda item? Comments or questions from the council? Rich, comments or questions on this item?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Chris, any comments or questions?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Aye.
Commissioner Culvaney,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. The next 11 items on our agenda tonight concern tax levies, levying of various taxes for various issues, some including special service areas. If there are any comments or questions on these, I'd like to entertain those now. And what we'll do then is just go through each ordinance one by one. Any comments or questions on the upcoming levies? Okay. Comments or questions from the council on the upcoming levies? Rich, any comments or questions?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Chris, any comments or questions?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, with that, is there an ordinance concerning the 2022 aggregate tax levy?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt the 2022 aggregate tax levy ordinance as presented.
Second.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area 4?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 4, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area 5?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 5, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that too passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area 6?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 6, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area 7?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 7, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area Number 8?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 8, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area Number 9?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 9, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that too passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area 10?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 10, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area Number 11?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 11, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Cullivaney?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area Number 12?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 12, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Colavani,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion concerning Special Service Area Number 13?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt an ordinance for the levying of taxes for Special Service Area Number 13, commencing on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the 31st day of December 2022 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Aye.
Commissioner Colavani,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that too passes unanimously. Next, 6 ordinances concerning abatements of certain taxes. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I move that the council adopt items M as in Mike through R as in Romeo on the active agenda for ordinances abating a portion of the 2022 tax levy related to the general obligation bonds, Series 2019 and Series 2022, along with refunding bonds Series 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2020 as presented.
Second.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose,
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski Fugit,
Aye.
Commissioner Glover,
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin,
Aye.
Commissioner Colavani,
Aye.
Mayor Barnett.
Aye, that motion too passes unanimously. That ends our active agenda for tonight. Apologies, that was a little boring and a little odd, but that is essentially the actions required to enact much of the planning and conversation that we've been doing over the past several months. Each of those ordinances is linked on our website. Encourage anyone who has a question or looking for more detail on one of them to check it out. But really, the main work would be found in our budget and in our long-range planning documents and the minutes associated with those since late summer. Our first reading portion of our meeting is the portion of the meeting where we discuss items either for a first time or perhaps for a second or third or more times, but items on which we do not plan to take formal action this evening. And so with that, I'll hand it over to our village staff. Dave?
Thank you, Mayor Barnett. We have 10 items on tonight's first reading, but really just 3 staff presentations. Items A through H on the first reading agenda we generally refer to as budget implementation items. Here to present background information on these items is our Finance Director, Robin Leahy.
Thank you, Dave. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This evening, I'm here to present the budget implementation actions that are related to the adopted 2023 budget. Everything I will be going over tonight will sound familiar, as none of these items are new. First, an ordinance to increase water rates. This will align the water rates with the recommendations of the 2019 Water Rate Study to cover the total cost of owning, operating, and maintaining the village water system. The study recommends that water revenue should increase by 4.6% per year. This increase is budgeted to go into effect for bills received after July 1st, 2023. Next, an ordinance to increase stormwater rates. This will align with the recommendations of the 2012 Stormwater Study and the 2016 Stormwater Utility Report. The fee is intended to cover operations and maintenance costs, as well as the cost of future capital projects and debt service related to those projects. The fee increase is budgeted to go into effect January 1st, 2023. The next 2 items are motions to fund our 2 partner organizations, the EDC in the amount of $540,000 and Downtown Management in the amount of $400,000. These amounts are consistent with the budgets that were prepared by and requested by these partner organizations. At this time of year, we also review various policies and from time to time, the village's personnel manual. The next 2 items relate to changes in these areas. First, some revisions to the village's personnel manual are necessary to respond to changes in state and federal laws and to mirror current personnel practices within the organization. Second, staff is proposing some changes to the village's purchasing policy. The original purchasing policy was adopted in 1993, and but for a few minor amendments, it has not been updated since that time. The proposed changes would reflect current practices and economic conditions. These changes include increasing the village manager's purchasing authority to $50,000, requiring formal competitive bidding for purchases in excess of $25,000. Otherwise, verbal or written quotes will be required, depending on the dollar amount. And lastly, some additional changes to reflect the change in the village's decentralized purchasing procedures and updates to the current procedures being used, as well as the deletion of repetitive provisions from the policy. The final budget implementation item relates to the village's classification and compensation plan for its employees that are not otherwise represented by a collective bargaining unit. The amendment would increase all ranges by 3% and will address external and internal comparability. This will take effect on the first full pay period of May 2023. This action will not increase actual salaries for any employee, but provides the ability for employees to receive performance-based increases to base pay. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Robin. Are there any questions from the audience on any of these items? Okay, any questions from the council? Rich, any questions?
No questions. I might have some comments later.
Chris, any questions?
No questions, thanks.
Rich, we'll go back to you. Whatever comments you've got, let's start down that road.
Okay, basically, sort of in order, I'm really pleased with the job that the EDC has been doing, and I charge them to continue their proactive work in getting commercial properties for the catalyst sites in a proactive way. And as we continue to build out the catalyst sites and the downtown business area with those types of businesses that are raising both tax revenue and food and beverage revenue, that allows us to keep the portion of operating our government by real estate taxes under 30% of the total obligation. Taxes are generally high in Illinois, and if we can help fund the government by these discretionary items for people, then it makes it easier on those. And as everyone knows, real estate taxes are a very regressive tax, so we see that as a major opportunity. Would also ask that downtown management continues their fine work at finding tenants for the buildings downtown and continue striving to get offices on the second floor so we can have retail and dining on the first floor, tax generation revenue. Regarding the water rates, this is another area where we're asking people to pay for something that they're using. This, of course, helps encourage people to save water. And same with the stormwater. I think we've invested something like $53 million in the last dozen years or so on stormwater, and we're going to continue investing money in that to really work down this problem in Downers Grove so that we are able to handle 95% of the storm events. So it's a lot of money, but it's a necessary thing, and we're really working hard to try to ease the burden on our homeowners and property owners through the frequent flooding in Downers Grove. So those are pretty much my comments in a nutshell.
Thank you, Rich. Anyone else from the council? Just a couple of comments from me. One is the stormwater utility. It was kind of a moment for our community where we were going to take the bull by the horns and pay for the things we needed to pay for. I will sit here and fully admit that I wasn't thrilled by that at the time. But in hindsight and in practice, it has been, I think, really a good move for the village. And it's an expensive thing. As Rich said, it's $50+ million. But if we look back at '07, our experiences in the community, and we look back at '13, our experiences in the community, and then we look at the last 4 years or so, the fact of the matter is that prioritization of those projects and taking those things head on and funding them this way has been an enormous benefit to our community. We still flood, and there's still challenges experiencing that. There's also challenges on expectations on what that means. But the vast areas of town that remain underwater, dangerously so for long periods of time, simply are not happening with any regularity, if ever. And I think that that's something that the previous council and staff and the folks that we used to help us develop that program should really be commended for. It's been a big success. And then I want to just remind one more time, I've kind of said this, I think, 3 or 4 meetings in a row, but this process that we're wrapping up here looks a little bit like this. It starts with long-range planning. Then there's a determination of high-priority action items, which is a go-forward work plan. Then there's some budget work that is done over a series of multiple meetings. Then there are levies that are estimated by law, and then there are levies that are executed. And then there's budget implementation, which is how we actually facilitate doing the work we've spent 3 or 4 months talking about for 2023. So what you're seeing tonight, Rich did a good job of encapsulating some thoughts on each of these items, but there are many, many, many more comments from this council and from residents over the last 4 months on elements of each of these decisions made tonight. So I'd encourage folks to go look at those. If you come up with a question, don't hesitate to ask. We realize that not everybody is following every meeting, but please know that it's much more than just tonight's work that went into this whole process. So any other questions or comments from the council? Okay. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the resolution approving an agreement with Axon Incorporated related to police operations. It is with great pride that I introduce our Chief of Police, Shannon Gillette, likely addressing the council for the last time prior to his planned retirement in January. Shannon.
Thank you, Manager Fieldman. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This evening I am presenting a request to enter into a 5-year agreement with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the purchase of a hardware, software, and services package. In 2021, the Village of Downers Grove entered into an agreement with Axon to purchase body-worn cameras, squad cameras, an interview room recording system, and digital evidence storage. Since entering into this agreement, staff has identified additional products and services on the Axon technology platform to increase efficiency, enhance officer safety, and to aid in the department's compliance with the Safety Act. The package, known as the Officer Safety 7 Plus Premium Bundle, includes hardware, software, and services that provide several benefits. This includes enhancing officer safety by replacing end-of-life TASER electronic control devices and reducing 3 different models that are in operation right now and replacing them with one model with the latest technology and safety devices. It creates an efficient workflow for the redaction and transcription of body-worn camera and video evidence to help comply with the Freedom of Information Act. It provides unlimited storage of third-party digital evidence for our ever-growing need to store digital files. It enhances transparency and accountability by providing a body-worn camera audit system that will also help us comply with the Safety Act. It enhances training through the use of a virtual reality training system to facilitate realistic scenario-based training that is required by the Safety Act. It consolidates costs and obtains discount by bundling all of these products and services together. In this package, the hardware includes 73 TASER Model 7 electronic control devices with accompanying accessories. It also includes an Axon virtual reality training system. Software includes access to the Axon virtual reality training program for use of force and de-escalation training. The Axon Redaction Assistant software, which will help us redact body-worn camera and squad video recordings. An auto-transcription software for witness statements and interrogations and interviews. The Axon Performance is a body-worn camera audit and user metric software. Axon Investigate is a third-party video support license to ensure that any videos that are gathered as evidence or provided by outside parties is playable within our own systems. The Axon Records software is a suite of software that can be used for professional standards documentation, and it includes standards and modules for use of force and internal affairs report writing. The Axon Citizen Evidence Collection software is a secure portal for members of the public to share digital evidence such as videos, photographs with the police through a secure web link. Other services include TASER Model 7 Master Instructor and instructor training vouchers to ensure that our staff can provide the in-house training for the rest of our personnel to operate these devices safely. And Axon Channel Services, which is used to convert legacy data to digital storage within the Evidence.com cloud. All of these products and services are warrantied through the life of the agreement. Total cost of this purchase is $1,055,700 over 5 years, and the FY23 budget includes $250,000 for the year one payment. And due to the unique nature of the integrated Axon technology platform, staff has deemed Axon a sole source provider for this bundle. So thank you for your consideration. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Chief. Are there any questions from the audience or comments from the audience on this item? Comments or questions from the council? Rich, any comments or questions?
No questions.
Chris, any comments or questions?
Yeah, just a quick comment. I think innovation has been part of our strategic objectives for quite a while, and I think this solution really provides that innovation in a place that is really, really important. So I'm excited to see this. I'm looking forward to supporting this purchase. The only challenge that I had was in the contract. I was looking for a clause that required Chief Gillette to implement it for 5 years, keeping him with us in the village, but I didn't see that. That's unfortunate. But other than that, I think this is a great thing and will be part of the legacy that Chief Gillette will leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Leslie?
Yes. I just want to say that I really appreciate and I'm proud of our leadership here at getting ahead of everything from the Safety Act, from implementing the body-worn cameras early to really thinking about this and being able to integrate all of those pieces that you talked about. So being able to have those third-party recordings stored, just about everything here should really help ensure the transparency and oversight that I know was a big in the spirit of the Safety Act. I also want to appreciate, I want to tell you that I appreciate the honesty and consideration taken with the Safety Act. I know that I've sat down with you and Manager Fieldman, and we've sat down and talked about the Safety Act and how we're implementing it and kind of some of the early struggles, but the fact that we're involved in continuous talks to ensure that we're really putting our best foot forward for this. So I'm just incredibly proud that we didn't fall to political squabbling or, rhetoric, negative rhetoric around the Safety Act, and really we've just tried to wrap our hands around what we can do as a village to ensure that we're being transparent and that we are doing everything in the best interests of our residents. So thank you so much for that leadership. And just on a personal note, we will miss you, Chief Gillette. Your eagerness to listen, your always leading with empathy and compassion will be greatly missed. I am sure we will be in good hands because you are in charge of the team who was under that leadership for so long. But I just wanted to thank you for your service to the village.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rich, did you have some other comments?
Yeah, I sure do. First of all, I'm in favor of this proposal. I think it keeps us abreast with the technology that we need to continue doing an exemplary job by our police officers. On a personal note, I consider it an honor to have known Chief Gillette. I'm so proud of the job that he has done and the job that our police force has done through some rather difficult times. They showed real empathy towards the citizenship, de-escalation, as really the mode of operation, and you will be sorely missed. We just so appreciate the job that you've done, the leadership that led us to so many CALEA Gold recognition awards, and just that takes leadership, it takes dedication, it takes follow through, and through your leadership, you helped to make that part of the fabric of the Downers Grove Police Department, and a department that everyone in our village can be proud of. So thank you very much for your service, and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rich. As it relates to this agreement with Axon, some words that Chief used there talk about accountability and transparency. Those are important, and we believe strongly in those things. We take every action we can to improve and ensure those. But one of the other things that I think is important to note about this is there's additional training that's part of this, and there's a standardization of systems that's part of it. And one of the reasons those are so important is because when we have situations in our community that are a challenge, uncertainty is tough. Inconsistency is tough. And so to be sure, this will help our officers in their safety, but it will also help our residents. It will help all that they encounter, because every chaotic situation is difficult. Those made where the engagement is uncertain, the equipment is different, the challenges are different, make that much worse. And so there's an important, I think, public safety element of this as well, that we will be in a better position to have the outcomes we're all hoping for as a function of this equipment as well, and I am really thankful for that. And then, Chief, I can't let you get away without saying thank you as well. One of the things that I think has been a hallmark of Chief Gillette, and I think I'm personally really proud of our entire department for, is that they focus on people. They focus on people. Every person, we've talked about this up here periodically, and it's demonstrated by our police department and our Chief Gillette's leadership time and time again, but every person that comes into interaction with the village is likely doing it under duress. It can be, the couple that moved out of the city and has a lease that's up and they need their occupancy permit and they need that permit. Or it can be the 17-year-old getting a speeding ticket, or the domestic situation, or the guy that had the heart attack, or the 2 a.m. water main repair. It's most often likely that our residents come in contact with their village under duress. And our team, led by Chief Gillette, have done a remarkable job of recognizing that and building in a culture of, you heard it tonight from my colleagues, empathy, that puts people first. And Chief, I couldn't be more thankful of your leadership and proud of the work that you and your team do every day. So thank you again. And as others have said, we wish you the very best in whatever your next endeavor is.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the council? Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Greg, jump in, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I just thought I'd join the chorus. Thank you, Chief. The service that you've given us over the last 29 years has been absolutely exemplary. And we are a better community for it. And we wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Thank you.
If I could have just 30 seconds of your time, I don't get the microphone too often. But Mayor and Council and Manager Fieldman, I just want to thank you for your support of the Police Department and the opportunity for me to serve this wonderful community. And all of those kind words, which are much appreciated and I will take long into my retirement, are really deserving of our staff. I just want to take a moment to thank every member of the police department. They work tirelessly every single day to serve and protect the village, so I want to thank them. And with this agreement itself, it was a full team effort. Lieutenant Jeremy Thayer, Deputy Chief Jim McGreal, our purchasing admin Cheryl Franklin, our finance director Robin Leahy. A lot of people work to contribute to make sure that the future of the department and the village is in good hands with this agreement. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Let's add our legal department, Don Didier and Enzo Petrarca, to that too, and that team effort on the Axon agreement. Fantastic work by all. And I'll just round out tonight's first reading agenda with an ordinance that would repeal certain chapters, Chapter 8, Article 5 of our code. This will result in the village no longer licensing raffle events. There's a state law that covers that. Happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Any questions from the audience on repeal of Chapter 8 licensing of raffles? Council comments, questions? Rich, any questions or comments?
Yeah, I just think it's a great idea to relieve some of this additional burden on our organizations that, are moving forward with raffles. So I'm in support of this.
Chris, any comments or questions?
No, Mayor, thank you.
It's a little anticlimactic there, talking about repealing a piece of ordinance we don't really use much. But I will say that this is, what this is indicative of our staff's work day in and day out. And what that is looking for opportunities to improve our efficiency, be lean in what we do, and not be duplicative. There is a state ordinance that covers this. There is little or no interest that I can come up with, or our team can come up with, for doing it again at the local level. And so if anything, we're trying to continue to remove the burden that we might place when it's not really necessary. So it's pretty minor in the grand scheme of things, but thank you to the team that's over there every day trying to look for opportunities.
Thank you so much, Mayor. That concludes our first reading, and I'll also take the opportunity to state that I do not have a manager's report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Is there an attorney's report?
Yes, Mayor. I only have a few items tonight to present. The first is an ordinance amending the 2022 water rates, an ordinance amending the 22 stormwater rates, an ordinance amending certain purchasing procedures, and an ordinance repealing the raffle licensing ordinance. That is all, Mayor. They will all be on next week's active agenda.
Thank you. Item 10 on our agenda is public comments portion of the meeting. This is the portion of the meeting where we invite the public to comment on items not on tonight's agenda. So if anyone has anything not on tonight's agenda that they'd like to add to the record, please come on down to the podium. No mad rush. Okay. I do not have a report tonight, so we'll move on to item 12, council member reports. These are opportunities for council members to report out on goings-on in the community, other organizations or government entities with which they're connected or working. We'll go ahead and start with the remote folks tonight. Rich, do you have any report this evening?
No report, Mayor. Thank you.
Chris, do you have a report this evening?
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Danny, do you have a report?
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Greg?
No report, Mayor. Thank you.
Leslie?
I do. I just wanted to thank everyone for the support of the Grove Foundation throughout the year. We had our annual grant ceremony on December 7th, where we gave 13 organizations each $1,000 grants for a total of $13,000, which I believe puts our total over $82,000 that we've given back to the community. So for all of those who participated in Passport, the golf outing, or have just donated money, thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Rosa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jose?
Aye.
Commissioner Sadowski-Fugit?
Aye.
Commissioner Glover?
Aye.
Commissioner Gilmartin?
Aye.
Commissioner Colavani?
Aye.
Mayor Barnett?
Aye. We are adjourned for the evening. Thank you all, and good night.